Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy, Carlos Imani. We're back again with Elite Insights. Now, if you've ever wondered how someone can go from nightlife lights to corporate heights, from ATL billboards to Seattle coffee bars, and to build it all on a foundation of systems, stories, and community, you're in for a journey. Welcome to Elite Insights, where we elevate vision, amplify voices, and engage with purpose. I'm Carlos Imani, and I'm today joined by my guy, Jason Hicks. Today's guest has mastered corporate strategy. Let me go ahead and read this for the people, because a lot of folks that they might not know, they might see you here or there, might not realize how this resume has grown over the years. So let me just take a moment. Today's guest has mastered corporate strategy at Amazon, produced the Apple TV film On the Fly, co-owned Seattle's one-of-a-kind blend, Coffee and Kicks, and even collaborated with us at Amazon's Juneteenth celebration. So, Jason, before we get into all that, what's your first memory of Elite Collective and Carlos Imani?
Man. First off, appreciate it.
My man, of course.
Thanks for having me. I would say first memory would be you were one of the first people I met when I moved to the state of Washington, and you're actually the first person to take me out in Seattle, kind of show me around and everything. It was you. Introduced me to DV1.
Yeah.
DV1.
And then Toby.
Yeah, shout out to Toby and Mikey McLaren.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mikey. So y'all three, and I just stuck with y'all three for like a while, just like going out and getting to know people and stuff, and here we are.
No, I love that. And then, so, just to level set, because I know you're one to rep. So you came here to Washington from where?
Cleveland. Shout out to Loyal Lifestyle. Shop the brand.
Yeah, no,
my guy
man.
Smurf. Yeah.
And my guy Jason definitely loves his homeland and reps it wherever he goes, and that's always a beautiful thing to see. But yeah, no, those are some fun memories over at Tulalip Resort Casino, where we still frequent and play with over there. And for some of us that are old enough to remember I call them the golden ages of Impulse nightclub that had its reign. Was that like 2010 to 13 or so?
Yeah, so I came around about like 20. I had it for like a year or something, like 2012, something around there, and then just went crazy with it.
A time was had for sure.
We had like Chris Brown in there. We had like Jamie Foxx in there.
Yeah, no.
Like, people flying in from all over the world to come through.
DJs out coming up from Vegas.
Everywhere. It was
a special time. If you was around those times and was able to make it out, what I called it was like my little baby Vegas. But essentially, like, people was like, Los, how did you get this going? And for me, it was like, man, I just turned this into like a destination. So it's like, at some point, everyone has to celebrate something, right? So it's like, if it's your birthday, at least once a year, you can come up here and party. I know it's 45 minutes up north.
They got hotels.
Yeah, it has the hotel. Like, it was perfect timing, because for a while, it was like, for me, I was even like that as well, where it's like, I didn't like, for me, Seattle was basically North Gate to South Center, and I did not like to go beyond those things for anything, right? For me, it was like, okay, I had this opportunity, and then, all right, how can I get people to come up here? But I have folks coming down from Canada, up from as far as Oregon, to spend a weekend to celebrate something, right? 100%. And it was like that phone call. So we just kind of grew from there. We had we just had a vibe, man. We had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Man. It was a powerful weekend.
Man, even like just crazy, just meeting different people that I'm still cool with to this day. You got like Masso that was up there, Michael Wassman, Zach Bruce, Katie. Like, it was just crazy. Like, just seeing like their growth and seeing everybody's growth and everything, and everybody's still cool and stuff.
Absolutely. We definitely put on our people. We're like, man, we're gonna bring them out. Like, if you could do a thing, we're gonna give you a place to shine and be able to get that going. So had a lot of fun with all the folks up there. Like you said, just relationships were built, right? If you get to celebrate someone's anniversary or promotion or birthday, and you made that day super special for them, that's how like genuine connections can be made. And then 100%. It's like you start getting invited to other things outside of the club life, and it's just cool to just kind of see how things can organically grow.
I love that for sure.
Yeah, and then you're able to take that. Let's talk a little bit of that journey, where I feel like a lot of other things that you're able to create was kind of taking some of those ingredients of like, man, let me just be a genuine person,
Yep.
make these genuine connections, be a resource, right? Lead from a place of service, which I always got from you. Like you was always like, man, do you need help? You know, if there's something
Yeah.
was going on, you was one of the first people there. And it's like, man,
Yeah.
this thing don't start till 10. What are you doing here at 8? You're like, man, you know, this seems like I can help out. And
No, for sure.
seeing you show up like that
Yeah.
in like everything that you did. So you went from Tulalip to Bellevue, right? It was
Yeah.
kind of like next home.
Yeah.
Let's talk me through some of that.
Before we go there,
Okay.
you might remember this. It was you had to go back up to Toledo to shoot one of the, I forget his name, Garrett something. He was a comedian. You had to do that show, and I was helping you. And we went to your crib. You're doing everything, and then I was carrying your bags and stuff. I had a pink sweater on. And it was me, it was me, you, and man, I forget who else was it. Well, we were standing to the side, and he looked over. He just roasted the out of me for like 15 minutes with this pink sweater on.
Right.
At this, it was a room full of people, and a comedian literally just zeroed in on me. And from that point on, I was known as the pink sweater guy from everybody up there. And the way y'all just ran, and I just stood there like a deer in headlights. I was like, I gotta just take it now. I gotta just take this L and just go for this road with it.
Right, because you can't walk away at that point. It's just gonna make it worse.
As soon as the lights came over, everybody, y'all ran. I was like, it is what it is.
That's what you do. You don't want to be a part of the show,
right?
Well, thank you for your sacrifice.
Just went down. It's so crazy because at Toledo, I met JB. Jason Bowens, whatnot. He was Jim Lucky. He was like, hey, I like what you're doing up here. You always been super dope, very, communicative and stuff like that. And your vibe is just good. So you should come down and do this here. Want to elevate our nightlife and whatnot. So I went down to Lucky, and then running across Noah Karut, and Roger Ng. We just like was kind of killing it down there and stuff.
Kind of killing it. Y'all was killing it over there on the east side. Y'all don't know. Lucky Strike is where it got set off, and a lot of folks came through there and did their thing. Like, you ever had to go to Bellevue? Like, no, I'm stopping off to go see my guys because they doing their thing out there.
Yeah. I'm trying to. I be trying to like, stay on the
humble side. And you can let me do that for you. Like, no, y'all had it popping for sure.
No, I appreciate that. But like we did once we did that, we always saw like the creative side of things. So me and Noah meeting, we had so many meetings and just talks about like just being creative and stuff. We ended up creating a magazine called Green Tea.
Yeah.
So
GRNTEA.
It meant gaming, restaurant, nightlife, technology, entertainment, arts. So it was like cool and just capture Seattle all in the whole. And then from there, the journey was just cool. I realized a long time ago, I've always been like networking and stuff just from like playing basketball around Cleveland College, playing in Europe. And then I always remember like someone told me like when I was a kid, like relationships will get you in a lot of rooms that money can't.
Facts.
So I've been able to like build relationships all around the world with various different people. So it's super dope to be able to go to pretty much like any country, any city or whatever like that, and know somebody within my network that I'll be able to like connect with that person and feel like I'm home and be taken care of and stuff like that. So yeah. So just always thought about that. So when you're creating stuff and you're building these relationships, people rock with you. They rock with you, and they rock with us for like a couple years or whatnot on the magazine. Then this little slash big thing called COVID hit, and then
little slash big,
yeah. So
bit
like
of a global impact.
Yeah. So from there, it was just like if you know the game of sports, basketball or whatever like that, the biggest thing is the word pivot. So how do you pivot? Pivot to corporate. So went over to Amazon and whatnot, and it was great just, getting my bearings and whatever like that, just understanding, Amazon's the MBA of business. So if you could take what you learn in there, take what you learn outside, take what you learn from a business perspective, apply it to that. Now, Amazon's your big playground. So all the tools and everything that, you're able to learn and apply to yourself, you're literally going to business school every single day because you're doing things at an elite high level. You have to like be on point and perform. So that's the one of the biggest things. Like yeah, it could be like going, but like you're working with some of the smartest people on planet Earth on a day-to-day basis. So find what you bring to the table and pull up a chair. So
Excellent.
that's one of the biggest things.
What are some lessons do you think that you got from even from the nightclub scene? I mean, I'm hearing relationships
Yeah.
was a big piece of it, but also from those early days at Amazon. Any lessons that will help kind of influence and kind of talk about how you move today?
Yeah, no. I think it's definitely a great question. I would say patience. Patience is one. Being able to people manage, being able to manage relationships and manage expectations, along with just being able to operate within organized chaos. So, so it's
You mean it doesn't go the way that you
right,
expect every day?
right. Like, all right, it's supposed to go this way. Here's a script. Here's a run of show. Here's this. But then also, I bring business and I bring basketball into business. So you develop that team. You empower that team. And me playing point guard, I always knew like everything about my teammates and stuff. What their sweet spots, where they give them the ball, like who could play defense, who's just a 3-and-D guy and stuff like that, who to lean on in clutch situations and stuff like that. So being able to understand the people around you and the people that you have to work with, you're able to develop that essential, core of people that you like lean on, that you work with, whether it be from the nightlife to the magazine to Amazon or whatnot, because at the end of the day, your team is what make you grow.
Well, that's huge and so right, and I feel you with that. Like organized sports, if you can, I heard a good thing online, and it was just talking about how when you look at sports in terms of what you want to draw from it,
Yeah.
right? A lot of folks are like, I want to go to the NFL or the NBA or whatever, right? The top of the level, which is an amazing dream and aspiration to have. But it's like it could be so much more if you look at it in terms of what can I draw to help me become like almost like a better human, or how can I use sports to become the best version of myself?
Yep.
And if I get to that height, awesome. But it's like, there's some things that just aren't meant to be in that way, but it doesn't mean you can't get so many good things from
Absolutely.
sports to help you out, like the teamwork, like managing people,
Discipline,
and figuring out who can I lean on in those times when it makes sense. But I think same kind of deal. Just for me, like sports was one of those things where you get introduced to folks from all different types of like walks of life, almost, right? And different personality types. But we share a common goal. Like,
100%.
we want to win.
Yep.
So how can I figure out how to communicate at a level so we can get on the same page? So we can get to where we need to go. How to hold people accountable. That's a huge thing that I would say some folks don't see as much as we should sometimes these days in terms of being able to hold accountability.
But a lot
in,
of that,
in sports. Yeah, go ahead.
no. I was just saying, like a lot of that, like from the walks of life aspect of things, just playing in Europe. So now you go over there, you're one of two Americans on the team, and you have some of your teammates that don't speak English.
Right.
So how do you communicate? So you
Food.
really. People know I'm a huge foodie, so you already know what it is. First is food, and then we go to the court.
Then we can talk.
So you gotta communicate. There's various different from eye contact to body language and everything like that. So when you're thriving over there and you're winning and you're doing something, that means if you're able to really connect with your teammate who don't even speak a lick of English, like in a major way, that means you're doing something right.
Yeah, well, that's dope, and that again that applies to all walks of life.
100%.
Right? You're able to kind of take those things and pull them into it. I love how you said, like, man, I bring basketball to the boardroom, right?
100%.
And make that happen. And so speaking of Amazon, tell me a little bit about what you're doing there with one of the hats of your day job, but then how we recently got to cross paths on one of your other hats that you decided to put on this year.
Yeah, so I'm part of the Black Employees Network. I'm on the board, networking director for them. So essentially just being able to put on like different impactful events that impacts our our BEN members. breed inclusivity with other ELGs across Amazon and also globally. So recently did the with you guys, we did Juneteenth, put on the Juneteenth block party. Shout out to all the vendors involved. Juneteenth block party had you come down. I was like, we got to get Carlos in here. We got to get Elite Collective in here for sure. Came down, photo booth. It was great. It was fun.
We had a lot of photos.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, a lot of photos. Yeah,
was taking
yeah.
And I appreciate. I was looking at the gallery. I was like, man,
yeah, they pulled up. They pulled up.
Utilize the service.
Yeah, they showed up, showed out for sure. We had a lot of great leaders at Amazon come speak about the importance of Juneteenth and stuff. So overall, it was a amazing impact right outside the spheres. So the dope thing about Amazon is like, we're in a public place or whatnot, so you never know who's going to be around and kind of walk up and like just kind of hang out. So when you get like people that are just like maybe out for a run or out for a walk or just through the neighborhood or wherever, they come out, they see, they not, I wouldn't say take advantage in a bad way, they take advantage in a good way of just like the knowledge that's being shared, making connections and stuff, and just developing relationships from there. So that's always dope to see.
No, excellent. And
it's building that community
for sure. How does that? I want to kind of dive into it a little bit. Not a lot of not enough organizations, I would say, allow for space for things like this to happen. How did it feel, for your perspective, to be able to be on that leadership team to bring this for your folks, but then also to see your people that were there to be able to be seen, heard, and feel valued?
Yeah, no. I mean, it felt amazing to see that. It felt amazing to see how, I could say like how Amazon gets behind amplifying Black voices. You know what I'm saying? They give us that space to lift everyone in our community and also be inclusive with other ELGs, whether it be, Glamazon, Transat, Filipinos, et cetera, and stuff like that. So you're able to like essentially breed like what we're doing and what we're about, and you get people from all walks of life, from all different parts of the country, and the common goal is just basically just amplifying the Black voices that we have and things that we're about. From the, like you said, from the Juneteenth, from doing like Black History Month events, et cetera. So yeah, it's a good deal.
That's dope. I love that. Super appreciative to be a part of it. We're always grateful, but it's just some events just kind of hit different.
Yeah.
Those are one of them that we thoroughly enjoy and love to support. Unfortunately, that particular one I wasn't able to make it because there was like 19 other Juneteenth events happening on the city.
Juneteenth was lit in Seattle. I ain't gonna hold you.
Which, as it should be. So no, it was dope to be able to support from afar, and we got to FaceTime a little bit.
That damn Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we're able to push that forward. But yeah, no, we're super grateful for that to happen, and kind of want to use that as a segue, in terms of putting on other hats, right? So we went, through Nightlife to Boardrooms and on the corporate side of things, and then even outside of your day job, got on with Ben and helping them produce those kinds of events with global impact within the organization. And then you just was, I guess, bored, right? In terms of like, man, I do not do enough. I think I might want to go ahead and start producing movies. That might be something I want to do. So I wanted to just kind of create some space for you to talk about on the fly. I think I got first introduced by seeing you post a photo of like, man, we up here, and it was a billboard of your video in Atlanta. And it was just like, yeah, that's my guy doing his thing. I love to see it. But yeah, go create some space for you to tell us about it.
No, I appreciate that. Just I always think about like finding your passion and figure out how to monetize it. Me, it's just like from the nightlife aspect of things. Let's see, we talk about connecting with folks, building relationships, etc. So now, from my actual day job that I do at Amazon, I essentially negotiate on a day-to-day basis. So when you're negotiating and stuff, you're able to bring that over to the producer side of things. So going back to 2 years ago, excuse me. Going back to 2 years ago where I was able to produce a movie called Only Child. So Only Child came out. It was #1 on Stars. It was #1 Black culture film on Prime. So that was amazing. I work with Ray Jr. out of Cleveland, Ohio. He's down in Atlanta. It's actually my actual family and stuff like that. So which is super dope to like kind of build some family. He's done such amazing with Legit Paper Films. He already has like probably about 5 to 6 movies on platforms already. So he's built that resume up. So he's like, man, I've seen what you've been doing. I know, I see what you do at Amazon and what you've done and stuff. Can you come, bring that, that corporate aspect of things, bring that structure, bring that this over here, and let's make some noise. So, first thing was just like negotiating these brand deals and negotiating this and negotiating that, because you see a lot of times people want to amplify their brand, but they don't know how. But also they want to get within different spaces and they still don't know how. So being able to just sit and understand like the whole, what does a producer do? Because there's a lot of different hats that they wear. And I realized in a heartbeat, there's a lot of different hats that they wear. So doing that and then sitting back and seeing that movie go #1 and stuff. So it was an amazing accomplishment. Amazon actually wrote an article on it and stuff. So that was pretty dope as well. Fast forward to, okay, let's do another one.
Run it back. Let's go.
So On the Fly it's a movie, it's a documentary on fatherhood. So sometimes people will see like the basketball portion of it and everything like that, but it really dives into the fatherhood aspect of things. There's no handbooks or how-to videos about being a parent. You as a dad yourself, you're literally learning on the fly.
Literally. Every day, something new. I'm just like, wait, when did you learn how to do that? All right, hold on. Let's work through this.
So hence the name of the film and whatnot. So it's a 52-minute documentary. So if you guys have 52 minutes of your life, sit down, check it out. It's on Apple TV. Give me feedback on it, and it's been super dope. It was, I think, one of the craziest things was just seeing my name on a billboard in Atlanta. That was wild. And for me, like, I'm not, you know me long enough. I'm not like an attention person, so right. Like I do get
you got a pink sweater moment.
Yeah, right.
You're like, why is everyone looking at me? What's going on?
Yeah.
In a good way this time.
Yeah. So I was like, all right. I remember a friend of mine always told me, she like, yeah, I know your character, you don't like the spotlight, this and that, but at the end of the day, you got to walk into your excellence. Mm-hmm. So essentially, just seeing that, whatnot, and then. One used to being, I'm always winning that championship, being inducted to the Hall of Fame, doing all that, graduating college, doing that, playing in Europe, doing this, doing that. That was always great, but it was always team oriented. And then when I went into the Hall of Fame, it was on me, whatever like that. But it was just like, boom, read the speech, do your thing, this and that. It got a spotlight. This one was just like, yeah.
It's still there. Yeah. It's there again. The next day, it's still there.
Yeah, so like you got like Hollywood Unlocked posting about it. You got On-Site posting about it. You got Cleveland doing articles on it and stuff. So it was a lot, but it was still dope. It was still dope that people was messing with it. People was messing with something that you sit on the back end, you're creating, you're doing different things. You're like, really, it's a lot of work that goes into it, and you only see 52 minutes of it. Mm-hmm. But there's so much work people don't see. That the intricate parts of your time, energy, and everything, and prayer, like that people don't see and don't get the feel of that, but I love the fact that people rock with it and people enjoyed it. So yeah, On the Fly, Apple TV, check it out.
What would you say was like the most unexpected thing that you learned from producing that film?
Oh, man,
coming with the hard ones today.
Man.
People want to know.
I say one of the most unexpected things was, man, that's really a tough one.
Well, I'm gonna go with memorable. What were some of the things that kind of, you went through the process the first time with your first film, and there's something unique. Oh,
I got you.
Let's go.
I think one of the most unexpected things was seeing its impact on people, its impact on parents. So I've had like moms, dads, have talk to me with like tears in their eyes because of the impact it made on them, on how they see themselves and how relatable it is and this and that. So I didn't, you're you're making a film of trying to show our community in a different light. On Only Child showed that in a different light. You don't have to have a chitty chitty bang bang type aspect of things. You can really show us in a different way. It's relatable all across the board, no matter what race you are, religion, whatever like that.
It's a human story.
100%. On the fly, human story. If you're a parent, you could relate to it. So when people are watching it with their family and, they're shedding that tear and because it's that impactful to them, man. I got some really, really, really dope messages, DMs, texts, and everything about the impact it made on their lives and then watching it and stuff. So I think that was probably the most unexpected thing right there.
Well, that's dope. So it's like, I mean, it's like one of those things where like a billboard is big,
Yeah.
but the fact that you can make impact with your story is so much bigger. And the fact that, like I said, it was something that people could take with them long after the billboard comes down or whatnot. It's like, it's still living within them. And, something special when people can see themselves.
Yeah.
Right. And the fact that you guys are creating with that intention where, I mean, obviously if you're a Black person watching that, you're literally seeing yourself.
Yep.
But it's also magical in a sense of like, it's still a human story. So even if you aren't Black, you can still see yourself. And then that's another thing that's a whole other conversation about the humanization of things.
For sure.
It's just like, man, we all the same. And when it comes, down to it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
We can engage in those things that we have in common. We have so much more in common than not. But stories like the ones that you guys are producing help with that progress. And
yeah, man.
Super,
I mean, it's
appreciate you guys taking that leap.
No, for sure.
I know it ain't easy. You don't know how it's gonna hit.
Man.
Like, all right, we got this budget.
And like,
we got these shoot days. Let's get it done. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen.
For sure. And like at the end of the day, like, it's a lot going on out here, and you just want to keep putting positive stuff out there to create positive impact, inspire folks. I mean, Nipsey said it best, the highest human act is to inspire, so at the end of the day, if you're putting out stuff that's inspiring folks to do this, inspiring folks to do that, saying it's pretty dope.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. So we're continuing down through this journey. We went from our nightlife lights to our basketball and boardrooms, and then he was bored. So it's like, all right, let me produce some.
Let's go.
Let me produce some movies, and then I don't know. You just might have woke up one morning and you're just like, you know what? I don't really like these shoes, and this coffee's kind of old. If only I had a place where I could get some new shoes and some fresh cup of coffee. That would make my day.
Man.
Tell me about blends, coffee, and kicks. I remember, I know you and Noah, so I remember hearing about it early, and I was like, oh man, dope idea for sure, but give the folks that, haven't been able to be a fly in the room, but where did this come from?
Man,
where did the time? How did that happen?
So
and where are we at now?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. So, like I said, Noah, I have a lot of conversations. Vimy is our third business partner in there. A lot of conversations. So, just been in the idea stages for like a minute, and then ended up, back in December, ended up coming to fruition. Blend Coffee and Kicks is in, Upper Queen Anne. It's how do you create and carve out space in the coffee capital of the world, and also in the heavy sneaker culture as well. So let's just blend the two together. You lean on like the pop, like that popness when you come into the space, where the ube colors and the bright colors and whatnot. You name your coffees low, mid, high. Stuff like that instead of small, medium, large type thing. You put all the little integral parts in there of just putting pastries in mini shoe boxes and stuff like that. So having a bubble sit on the wall and stuff. So it was actually pretty cool to being able to create that, being creatives again, creating that space and creating that lane that, we're the only ones that sit in a sense. So we're able to like, have different aspects of what we do, whether it be a portion of the shoes goes to teen homelessness, mental health, and whatnot. So building that community off of that as well. So we're able to like, we wanted to be a part of the community. We wanted to, bridge that gap. And essentially, we're the secret sauces of what we do because, you know, we think like people can open up coffee shops, people can do this, and that. But I think like being able to walk into different spaces and, you got access, you're able to do this and do that. Like you're able to, you know, maneuver it a different way. So with that, we're able to get in different spaces where we're working doing community events. We're having events at our place. We did like live music, intimate comedy shows. So different creative things that we're able to do. Our latest one was our R&B high tea event. So we're actually bringing that back and going to the east side now. So it's just like, it's still blend, but we're just in different spaces and stuff. So that's been pretty dope as well. And, working on something else super dope. So, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
hopefully something in that regard. So, yeah. So grabbing a pair of sneakers and an ube latte is where it's at.
There we go. No, I love that. And like you said, like you guys are the secret sauce of why it's successful, right? It's not like just your everyday experience in that sense. But one thing that I love about what you guys always think about is like that extra in terms of, I just kind of want to get into like why is it important to build giving back into the DNA of the organization and
Yeah, no, great question. I think it's everything leans on community, like, and it leans on the team aspect of things. You can't go far without community. Like Carlos, you can't be successful if people don't purchase your stuff, if people don't book you and stuff like that. You can't be successful. You can't amplify.
Yes, I can. My mama says I'm successful.
Man, my mama told me that too. Did they lie? But yeah, no, for sure. Just being able to be a part of the community and bridging that gap, like we love that because recently we did so Jesse Rose from Amazon, he actually wrote a book called Leadership Unlocked. So he was doing like a tour of like, his book tour, going to different cities and coming in and speaking about it and stuff. So we activated that from Blend Coffee and Hicks with his podcast, talking about the book, reading different scriptures. So we have people in there listening and understanding, and then his book actually sits in our coffee shop. You can purchase that from there. So like being able to go to him in New York or being wherever he's at, and they're talking about the book, and this activated from our coffee shop. So dope things like that. We've had like women sponsored events come in and like do different events where they were like doing mentorship and stuff. So I like the fact of being able to be a part of the community and also how the community pour into us as well.
No, and it is a lot of give and take. It's one of those things where, like you said, you can't keep the doors open if people aren't coming through it.
100%.
Right. But then it's like, how can you create a space that gets people to want to come through? Folks that come through and see themselves in the space, right?
Absolutely.
And feel like they belong and can find community within that. And absolutely. I love how you guys kind of blend that together as they would say. And then with this kind of a thing though, right? And especially because you all have your own other things that are going on. So it's not like, obviously you want everything that you touch to be successful, but you're not necessarily paying your rent from only Blend, right? Yeah. And what that allows for you to do is you're not, coming from a place of scarcity. And I would imagine it's more of a mentality of abundance in the sense of like, I don't have to, it's not a survival thing, right? You get to lean into thriving, and be able to kind of really create a space that you can be proud of and feel comfortable in. But I wanted to kind of talk about, how do you guys measure success with a place like this? Because sometimes it's not always like, obviously I need to pay, it needs to be self-sustainable, but you have the luxury of being able to have different markers in terms of like, are we making impact, and doing other things? So talk about a little bit about like, how does this success show up for you in that space?
Man, hitting them home today. Success and that's just Blend, right?
Yeah, just for Blend.
Okay, so like essentially success for us is just being able to want to be in different, we want to be beyond Queen Anne and stuff. So we want people to come through and like check it out, try the coffee. Want to be a destination space for people. So like a lot of times people come through, like, do their work, whatever like that. We're open every day 9 to 2, so people like to come in and like kind of hang out. People like to rent the space out and stuff. So for the most part, it's that success looks like the impact that we're making in the community, while also growth, being able to grow outside of it. Okay, we got this location here, so okay, what's next? Are we building it up enough to where we can go to this side of Seattle, or go down here, or go to Portland, or something like that? So it's I think that's what success looks like, is basically like the impact of how we can build up what we have in order to grow out of that. Excellent. Grow out of that space to go grow somewhere else.
Excellent. And then for people that haven't been there yet, what's something that they should try?
Man, look, that ube latte hits different. The Mac Nut Mocha. Let's see, what else we got? The s'mores. All of our sandwiches are great. They come from McCrane. Shout out to McCrane. They're fire. And as far as like drink wise, we got our nice peach white iced teas and our lavender one as well. So yeah.
Got some variety. Tell them Jason sent you.
Yeah. Tell them I sent you, man. Tell them I sent.
Excellent. And we always like to round out our show with some quick fire questions. So real quick joints. And we'll see rapid fire, high energy. Yeah. What's your go-to? You're a busy guy. From what we're talking about, what's your go-to like energizer track? What do you play on when you got to get into that mode? You go old school or new school?
No. It's basically like anything Jadakiss. Jadakiss, there's no real. He has different types of tracks that hit home. But
he gets you where you need to go.
Yeah, them bars hit different. I'm a bars guy, so. The bars be hidden.
I love it. Can you ever see yourself retiring?
I don't even know what that look like.
Don't even know.
Oh, man.
Always gonna be doing something, huh?
I like having my plate full, but hey, can't complain about what's on my plate when I ask God to eat.
There we go. Idea board or spreadsheet?
Definitely idea board. Definitely, man, throw the spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks.
I love it. And then you feel most powerful when?
I feel most powerful when two ways, actually. On the basketball court, just, getting it in and doing my thing. And then also when I'm bridging a gap to see other folks succeed off the connections I made between them two.
So you're saying it's an assist either way?
Always an assist. Yeah.
I love that.
Because I'm gonna win. I'm gonna get there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get there because I always feel like that assist can be like, okay, who pointed you in the right direction? So it's always that.
Set them up for success.
100%.
I love that. What is the best breakfast meal?
Man, pancakes, eggs, and crispy bacon. Gotta go crispy. Can't have the flimsiness. Gotta go crispy. I always like that because my favorite thing is like breakfast for dinner. So when I was a kid, like my mother always, to this day, like I'll go home and like she'll make breakfast for dinner. It's pancakes, eggs, bacon. Boom.
Staple. I love it. And then lastly, just want to see if you want to take a moment to share with the people in terms of anything that you want to share with them, ways that they can connect with you. I mean, like I said, we covered a lot, and you're doing a lot. For example, if you're a black person at Amazon, have you tapped in with Ben? If you're in Seattle, you want some coffees or Kicks, but just you got your camera right over here. Feel free to how people how can they connect with you.
Yeah, no. So you can connect with me at on IG jhicks1124, Blend Coffee and Kicks as well on IG. definitely if you're, moving to Seattle, if you move to Seattle for Amazon, black person or whatnot, definitely tap into the Black Employees Network. If you haven't and you're already here, please tap into the Black Employees Network. We're doing some dope stuff over there. We got some cool stuff coming up. We got our, summer barbecue for the summer interns popping off tomorrow. We got our basketball game with next week with our community leaders and stuff. So, yeah, some dope stuff coming up that you'll want to be a part of.
Excellent. And thanks again, man, for coming
Nah,
down.
man,
Again,
I appreciate
you're a
that.
busy man.
I appreciate
for you
that.
to come down and spend some time with us, and hopefully we're creating some value for folks that's watching. If they're just starting their creative journey, if they're, what I love about your story is, one, you were the same person that I met in 2010 that you are today.
Yep.
That's rare.
Yeah.
And that's dope. You still show up with the same heart. You know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons why I invited you to come down here.
Appreciate.
I wanted a space to show give flowers to my folks.
Appreciate that, brother.
But you also just have a dope journey of just always learning. You know what I mean? Always showing up, not necessarily expecting anything, but just allowing for the universe to bless you back, right? By you just showing up. And I've seen you just do that just year after year, season after season, and just watching you just go and grow has been dope from my perspective.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming down and sharing with the people, man.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. And likewise, man. Love to see you doing your thing, man. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Do what I can out here in these streets. All right, guys. That's another episode wrapped up with Elite Insights. Hopefully you got some value, and be sure to check us out next time. Peace.